Hello, viewers, and welcome to the Top Notch Coaching Network, your one stop channel when it comes to personal and financial growth. Today, we are going to be looking at the series we've been considering over the past few weeks. We'll be looking at retirement planning, and this is a very crucial topic because it affects everybody, whether you're working for yourself or whether you are in a paid employment. Retirement will catch up with one and everybody, irrespective of where you work. Now, today we are going to be looking at in today's episode, in this series, we are going to be considering sorry, please excuse me. All right, so in today's episode, we are going to be considering looking at your future needs. Looking at your future needs. Yes, the retirement you're talking about, remember that the future you talked about yesterday is already here today. So, when you're planning your retirement, you have to consider what are the things you will need in the future and how do you know what you will need in the future. For instance, sometimes, like my mentor will always say, life is lived forward but understood backward. So if you look at your past or present needs, it will tell you the kind of things you will need in the future. For instance, if you are a tenant now, automatically it means that in the future when you retire, you will need your own accommodation. So if you don't have one, automatically you should start planning to build your own home long before your retirement, because it is going to be a future need, except you want to keep paying rent till you die. Now, another future need you have to also consider is food and clothing. You will eat and you will be clothed till you leave this earth. So, and you know that the cost of feeding now and the cost of feeding and clothing 25 years from now when you retire will never be the same. That is why you need to put good structures and systems in place that no matter what the cost of feeding and clothing is 25 years or 30 years from now, your income when you retire will be able to match that future need of food and clothing. Another future need you should consider is medicals. You know, like I always say, the cost of things currently will never be the same thing 25-30 years from now. So medicals is one of those things you have to consider as one of your future needs, and put systems in place like health insurance, life insurance, and all those kind of things to help you in your medicals in the future. Then another very interesting one you should also put in place, especially for parents who do not empower their wards and children, is dependence. Today, children are coming back to their parents' house to live with them, bring their children. Sometimes you see the parents will send the children's children to the grandchildren to the parents to go and stay with them because they cannot take care of their children. Children have come back to their parents' house because they cannot take care of themselves. So you also have to think of something like that, that you may have dependence. If not your children, there may be other dependence in the future. All these things are what you have to factor in when you're planning your future needs when it comes to your retirement. And like I said, this is why it is vital, it is important that you plan your future by yourself. The government or your company is not to be in charge of your retirement planning. You choose your retirement age and you put structures and systems in place to ensure that your future needs and the finances you will have when you retire will match your future needs, or else you are going to have a very bad retirement. So, like I said, consider your future needs when you're planning for your retirement, and put structures and systems in place to ensure that by the time you get to your retirement, everything is already in place. Enough money is already in place, enough income is already coming in to match the current price as at the time when you will be retiring. Come with me again next week. I'll tell you more things you need to do as you plan for your retirement. Thank you for watching and keep subscribing.